The game last night, you felt like you were shooting with your left hand, and you started like that in the first, but you certainly found it, all right? 7 for 9 in the second half. I'm sure that felt good to just see some go down that you're used to seeing.
Yeah, that was probably my worst quarter in my life, so I just knew that was a must-win game, so I need to get better at that, so we got to win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure. Look, you've been well aware for many years about LeBron James and the greatness. You also mentioned that you had a lot of respect for Austin Reeves playing against him, but what have you seen from him lately? The efficiency, the scoring, the playmaking from Austin?
Everything. I mean, he's doing everything on the court. He's helping the whole team, so just happy that he's here. He's been doing that since I got here, basically, so I'm happy for him.
Only 5 games left now as you hit the road. Tough back-to-back, or at least 2 games in a row at OKC and then Dallas. Where do you guys need to get to on this trip?
Yeah, it's going to be 3 tough games, very tough games. So we just got to play with the same energy we play against Houston, and we have a chance.
Last one for you, Luka. Is there any part of the game that you focus on the most as you close this stretch now, trying to get into playoff position?
Win all games that you can. That's it. Win the game. That's it.
Keep it simple. Appreciate it, Luka.
Yeah.
All right, Luka Doncic. Our Laker insider Mike Bresnahan joins us from Crypto.com Arena for Brez's three-point play. 3 things that you were looking forward to in this game. How's it going, Brez? Thanks for joining us. What you got for number 1? I know you're watching the standings.
Absolutely. I'm sure you guys have hit it pretty hard already, and I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into the tie-breaking effects that the Lakers hold. Rest assured, it was not a good loss for them last night, but they do have plenty of leverage to this moment. Start with the Rockets, who the Lakers play again next week. Lakers are currently 1-1 with them. They have 1 more game. So the tiebreaker will be the head-to-head in that situation. We drop down to the Nuggets, 2-2 in the head-to-head. Tiebreaker will be all the way to the right. The West record, Lakers much better than the Nuggets, so we'll have a tiebreaker there. Then the Grizzlies, Lakers won that one 3-1. And of course the Warriors, even though they beat the Lakers last night, the Lakers have that tiebreaker as well. And Timberwolves look all the way to the right. Not a bad Western Conference record, but the Lakers are better. And then finally the Clippers, the Lakers won that head-to-head as well. So Heat, maybe some hand-wringing after the loss last night by Laker faithful, maybe some consternation. I don't even know what that means, but I think it means angst. Bottom line, the Lakers are still in pretty good shape. If they do tie a team, the odds are they will have that tiebreaker against that team. Houston really the only team that the Lakers have a little bit of work to do to make sure they ensure that they do get that tiebreaker.
All right, Perez, second night of a back-to-back. We've had a lot of them, it feels like, over the past month. And maybe you're surprised, maybe not, but Luka and LeBron look like they're both available.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe LeBron would sit this out, second day of a back-to-back, but that shows you the value of a game like this, even though the Lakers are heavy favorites by 15.5 points last I checked. And here's the good news. If you look at all the active players and how they do on the second game of a back-to-back, look at number 1 and look at number 4. That's pretty good power right there. You and I have talked about this a lot this year because the Lakers are good on those second game back-to-back situations. 4-1 here at home. And that, to me, is always one of the marks of a championship contending team. How much depth do they have? How much talent do they have in the first place that they can be equally strong on that second night? And it feels like they have a back-to-back every other series right now, twice a week, 3 times a week. It's a little crazy how many back-to-backs they have had just since the calendar turned to March. And they still have 1 more. They're going to go to OKC this weekend, and they'll play them twice over 3 days. And after that second OKC game, they will play in Dallas on, you guessed it, a back-to-back. But that man right there, you know he's trying to improve upon his shooting effort last night. He was not happy with himself, took accountability, which I appreciate. Said, I've got to be better. And he's out there shooting just like he usually does. Likes to come out here about an hour, maybe 45 minutes before tip-off and get loose and put up a bunch of shots.
All right, Brez, number 3, the Pelicans. Seems like all their best players are out. What's their injury report? And seems like they're sliding. Although the Lakers, we were just talking about, they haven't fared very well as of late against some of these lower-level teams.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be talking to Jared Vanderbilt in a little bit. I can't wait to ask him, hey, you know, you've got to take this team seriously, even though they are 14th in the West right now. And this is a ridiculous list, Geet. I mean, you've got basically their starting 5 right there. You've got Herb Jones out, C.J. McCollum, Trey Murphy, DeJounte Murray, and, of course, Zion Williamson. And then, you know, Jordan Hawkins was making a nice case as a 6th, maybe 7th man for this team. He's out as well. That's 7 guys right there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who they put out there tonight. I'm looking at Bruce Brown right now. He's shooting for the Pelicans. He made his way to this roster. He was on the Nuggets a few years ago when they won the championship. And Geet, one last thing. The Pelicans have their own AR. They've got a guy named Reeves. Spells it a little different. First name Antonio, a young player out of the University of Kentucky. He's been getting a lot of time with the starters. We'll see what he does. AR against AR tonight.
All right, Brez, you got a good suit on. You got a new haircut. You're looking great down there. Let's try to get a win, all right, before you come back.
Let's make it happen.
All right, straight ahead on Access. LBJ gave an update on how to access. LBJ had his best game since returning from injury in last night's loss to the Warriors. Just take a look at that compared to his previous 6 games. You see the 33, 5, and 9 in the efficiency. How about the 5 of 8 from 3? Here's Braun speaking on his health.
That was the best I felt before the injury, for sure. I just tried to press, get downhill. My rhythm, as far as my jump shot, felt pretty good today. Obviously, I've been shooting from the free throw line extremely well as of late, but it's probably the best physically I felt, so hopefully I can build off of that.
Assuming that you've watched what the Warriors have looked like with Jimmy Butler since the trade, but having seen it now for the first time played against it, what did you sort of make of what they put together over there, knowing that that's a team you could see in 2 weeks pretty easily?
I mean, I've been a part of them making big acquisitions to change their dynamic of their team before. Yeah, had to go against them when they added Kevin Durant. So, I mean, Jimmy Butler is great, and he adds a toughness to him. He adds a championship DNA type of guy. But it's always the same. They always figure it out. They always add somebody that makes them dynamic.
Now that you've seen them up close with this version, how much of a formidable foe do you think they're going to be in the West from here on out the rest of this year?
I have no idea. I can't answer that question. I got to worry about us. I can't be worrying about other teams, and that ain't my job.
It's not his job. I'm actually going to start with that one. That was going to be my second question, but it's too good coming off that sound. He was asked after the game. You guys heard it right there. Like, is Draymond right? Are they contenders now that you've seen them? And he said, I'm not answering. I only care about my own team. I can't really keep track of what's going on over there. You guys have now both seen them. If they match up in the playoffs, how do you like the matchup, Brian?
I like the matchup. I said earlier, to me, it favors the Lakers. Even though when you look at us now without AD, we're small.
Yeah.
And if you look over there at the Golden State Warriors, they're small. And for me, I think the matchup goes up with us a little bit better because of when you go to the guard play. Our guards are a little bit bigger than us, so if we decide to do a little post-up game, we got the post-up game. And I think also when you talk about locking in, even though this is a championship team in the Warriors, they only have like 2 of those pieces left. The rest of those guys are still new to this game. They're still learning this game. And I think when it comes down to it, we got a lot more savvy vets on the Lakers squad. You got a lot more guys that are a little bit hungry.
Yeah.
They got to the prove. You think about when Vando and Dodo didn't play so well in this game defensively. When Vando was on, Steph, as you can see that's a favorable matchup for us.
Did Jimmy make them a